Alright, there we go. We are live with the pre-show memes. And I did remember to turn on YouTube this time.
Uh-huh.
I know.
Try again, chap.
It's very challenging. Oh, I forgot to take off the Tanuki, the Tanuki Fugi thing. So let's take that off.
No, you can keep it. Don't worry.
No, we're taking it off.
No, I can keep it on.
It's not Tanuki Day anymore. We're taking it off.
Oh, it can always be Christmas, but it can always be Tanuki Day.
Yes, that's how that works. Yes.
All right, then.
I'm not, in fact, a Tanuki VTuber, okay? If you would like a Tanuki VTuber, you could go to twitch.tv/Opero Asano, where they are currently playing Power Wash Simulator. Yes, I know. That's why I'm saying it. I can only truly hear out of one of my ears today. So that's fun.
Damn, did I do that much damage to you last time?
You didn't do... What are you talking about? What damage did you do to me?
You know.
Sometimes you say things sometimes, Shadow, and I don't know how you want me to respond to it. Like, what does this even mean? What do I say to it?
Sometimes?
What do I say to that?
He crawled in your ear like a bug.
No bugs in my ears, please.
Insects rise up.
We're going to be missing Aztec and Andy this week. Did the ads start playing yet? The ads did not start playing yet, so we gotta wait for the ads to go through. And then we gotta wait for Anne. And I think that's pretty much the only one we're waiting on.
No, chap, come on, what with Coda?
Yeah, you keep waiting on her.
She'll be here eventually, don't worry. She'll read. Welcome, Anne. Okay, and post, and ping. Boom, you just got pinged. You just got pinged on wolfborg.discord.com and twitter.discord.com and bsky.
Well,
wait, did I say? You got pinged on all the things. Listen, you got pinged on all the things. You got pinged on Twitter, bsky. Bsky is not the problem. Okay, I think I had said twitter.discord.com. I think is what I had said was that I thought was the problem. I was about to say, because I was about to say bsky.discord.com, and I was like, wait a minute, that's not what I was supposed to say. Wait a minute.
We're making a new website.
Is wolfborg.com, but then you could put the social media in front of that to go to the thing.
No, you got it. It's bsky.discord.com.
No. You're not. Do not go to the bsky of Discord. Do they even have a bsky? They probably do. So, just to clarify, it was okay that we read this at this point, right? Because I had a concern.
You're asking that now?
I mean, it's too late now, but I had a concern when they were talking about details. I was like, I don't think any of our loops had that. I don't think any. I don't think any of those. I remembered whatever they were referencing from the vague watching of the anime years ago, but I don't remember it being in the stuff that we've read so far. So I was like, well, was that okay for us to know about that yet? But I was told it was part of the questions arc, so I was told it was okay for us to read this next. I don't know.
And I only have more questions now.
Yes, it's a spoiler. It's fine.
I was
think
like,
reading anything is a spoiler, so.
oh, is that how that works? Oh, okay.
That's true.
Yeah, this is solvable, Chap. Did you
Yeah.
solve it yet?
For
Did you
Higurashi, you
solve it?
shouldn't read Higurashi.
Chap,
Oh, okay.
I finally.
Okay, well, Shadow wasn't the one that promised
just
he would
waiting for
have
Higurashi
the
to
answers this week.
Did I promise I would have the
Reading
answers?
manga is
You
spoilers for
absolutely
that
did.
manga.
You absolutely did.
I don't know if I promised I'd have answers. I think I'd promised I'd have my theories for the answers.
No, you promised answers
You
specifically.
I don't know.
you
I don't know
promised
if I did
answers,
that.
Chap.
I don't
We
know if
want
I
answers.
did that.
We need
I don't know if I
facts.
did that.
Facts.
Roll back the clip. Actually, no. we
You got the
can't
clip? You got the
because-
clip?
No, we can't because everything got fucked by by Discord.
What do you mean? VODs don't exist because of Discord? What do you mean? What are
No,
you
they don't
talking
exist
about?
anymore, so-
What are you talking
No,
about?
I
VODs
guess
don't
Discord
exist
got-
because of Discord?
Discord
you
got
know
rid of
who's
the
a-
VODs, actually.
Someone was
okay.
playing copyrighted music in the background the whole time, so it's just all going.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, every time I play that cicada sound effect.
I believe it. You know what?
Yeah, you got hit by a DMCA takedown.
That must be what happened with the pre-show last week. It wasn't my fault, okay? It was all of you.
Also, I think this needs to be mentioned, by the way, for those only watching the VODs, not in the Discord chat.
What the hell?
If the Amy Book Club members slowly start disappearing, you know where to look first.
Are we live?
Yes, we are.
Oh yeah, we are live. Okay, I'll tell you afterwards.
Okay, well, whatever you need to tell us, don't forget. Because now I don't know.
It ain't that
Actually,
important,
forget.
but-
It'll be funnier.
Okay. All right. Ads are done. Everybody's here. We're ready to go.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not hearing anybody say no, so we're gonna go for it. All right, let's get going. Welcome everybody to another exciting episode of the Anime Book Club here on YouTube, Twitch, and Spotify. We are here to continue our discussions about Higurashi When They Cry, the manga. This week specifically, we're talking about Yoi Goshihen, aka Beyond Midnight arc, which, if I recall correctly, is technically a part of the Questions arc, but is also considered a spin-off story-ish in a way, or something. We'll get into the details of that. But before we get into that, let's introduce our guests that we have here this week in order, as usual. Arimia How Heart, introduce yourself.
How? I'm Arabia. I like shonen shit. My recommendation this week, I've actually been reading The Bandit Queens, a novel by Parini Shroff. I think that's how you pronounce their name. It is a kind of a dark comedy about sisterhood in this remote Indian village. Pretty good. I'm almost through with it. Almost through with it. It feels like I'm reading a TV show. And I don't mean that in like any kind of bad way. I just mean it in like, even though I am not well versed in Indian culture and the locations and stuff, it feels like I can just picture this as a TV show though. Like all of the scenes, like the writing and stuff, it feels like I can just see this as like a 8-episode TV dark drama comedy. It's pretty good. Pretty good. The long story short, it's about these women who have terrible husbands and they decide enough is enough.
All right.
Poison is always an option.
Well, you know, it's on the table. It's there. All right. Anything
Many
else?
such-
Nope.
All right, thank you so much for that. Next up, Reika Chama Fan Club President. Introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Shino, resident cute girl enjoyer. My recommendation for this week is a CRPG called Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous. I haven't actually been playing it, but I've been watching my girlfriend play it, and it's pretty fun to watch someone play it, so I'm assuming the game is fun.
All right, go check that out if you're interested in that. Next up, Shadow Man version 3.4. Introduce yourself.
I'm Shadow. My anti-recommend for this week is Scooby-Doo on the Super Nintendo.
Hell yeah.
I don't... What happened here?
The evil clown happened.
I told you, Hanna-Barbera locked one guy in a basement. And for
I
one
can't
summer,
believe that, though.
all he had was
Because
Scooby
you wouldn't write
snacks.
contrary game mechanics if one person was making it.
All they had was Scooby snacks to live off of, okay? You are making fun of somebody's torture.
That's true.
And
That's fucked up. That's fucked up.
It is only right that we force that torture onto somebody else, that being Chap.
Okay, well, we don't have
also,
to...
Anne, quick question. Did you watch The Water or not?
What was the question for who?
Anne.
Which
I
one?
did
The
not,
book club VOD?
sorry.
Okay, and they make you do the jump, slide section from Mega Man 8, but it's even worse.
Oh my god. But why?
Because you gotta solve the mystery, okay? You gotta solve the mystery. It's important.
I mean, you did promise you'd have answers.
Yeah. Do you have any answers?
This is for Scooby-Doo, alright? Listen.
Do you have
Yeah,
any answers for
understand.
Scooby-Doo? Because I don't.
I mean, that makes the answers even easier.
The answer is obviously it's not a ghost, it's not a ghoul, it's a person trying to make money. And they would have gotten
It's
away
about
with
the
it if it
game
wasn't for the
design,
rotten
not
kids.
Not the culprit.
Listen. Anyways, I suffered through half of it. I'll suffer through the other half at some point in the future. So, that's on the stream. Anything else, Shadow?
No, that's all.
All right, sweet. Thank you so much for that. Next up, Thrice Demoned Away. Introduce yourself.
Howdy, it is Mike, she, they. My recommendation this week is a manga called Snow and Ink by Miyuki Unohana. The first couple chapters, it felt like dynamics were moving a little too fast. But then now I like it, so.
All right.
Yeah.
What was it called again? It was called
Snow and Ink.
Snow and Ink. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Go check that out if you're interested in that. Next up, me, Wolfborg, aka Chaplain, aka the best anime book club host ever of all time. Jot that down, okay? Make sure you got that noted down somewhere. It's a fact. Look it up. We're here to recommend. I say we because all of us are here to recommend. Not Scooby-Doo for the SNES. Not Scooby-Doo Mystery. I personally would recommend Marathon, which I tried for the first time over the weekend, and I've been playing it a bunch all week because I think it's very cool. It is, however, an extraction shooter, so I do not blame you if you have zero interest in it, but I think it's very cool, the aesthetic and the lore of it at least, and I think the gameplay is pretty cool, and I need more people to play it with, so I'm not just solo queuing into randoms every time. So I think it's cool. It's by the Bungie, the devs that made Halo. So you know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So go check out Marathon if you're interested in that. And that's me. Next up, Women Apologist. Introduce yourself.
Hi, that's me. I'm Marianne, or Anne, whichever you prefer. I've basically only been watching Taskmaster for the past week, so I guess that's my recommendation.
Hell yeah.
What a vibe.
All right. Go check out Taskmaster if you're interested in that. Thank you so much for that. And now we're here to begin our discussions on the Beyond Midnight arc of Higurashi When They Cry, aka Yoigo Shihen. Okay, where do we begin with this? This is 20 years after the story that we've known so far. Everybody has stayed away from Hinamizawa for all this time because the gas leak apparently would randomly happen again at times, sporadically, they said. So everybody stayed away until now. And on this night, several different groups of such, decide to go to Hinamizawa at the same time. And we get our own little murder mystery story that takes place all in the span of one night, which all the chapters are named after the hours of the night and such. And that is what we have here. Now, we do have, because it's 20 years later, like, most of the cast are entirely new people, except for one, who is the lady that we see here on the cover, which, prior to reading this, I had just been assuming that this is probably, because I didn't know this was going to be 20 years in the future. I've been assuming that this was like Mion's mom, who I don't think we've seen in the story yet. So I was just assuming that. And I was going to be like, Beyond Midnight must be about whatever Yakuza bullshit she gets up to in the background of things.
Well, we do get some Yakuza bullshit that people get up to.
So you're not far off.
Okay, we have multiple people talking at once, and I can only hear out of one of my ears right now very well. So can we try that again? Can we try that again? Anne, we'll start with you. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying that she does in this look quite similar to Akane, so you're not that far off.
Okay, cool. And what were you saying, Shadow?
You're right about the Yakuza shenanigans, but not quite far about who's doing it.
That's true. That's true. So, yeah, this is Mion. Well, there's a little bit of a tricky part to that, but we're introduced to this character as Mion at the beginning. A little Rikushi trick later, but we're also introduced to a group in a car that are driving to visit Hinamizawa as well. Who's the character we follow from that is Otobe. I forget if it was his first name like Akira or last name Akira Otobe or something. So Otobe, we follow his side of the story. There's also a journalist who I thought his name was close to Akasaka. It was like Akarawa or something.
What?
Akutagawa. Okay, cool. Akutagawa. And so journalist guy is what I'm going to refer to him because I'm not going to fucking remember his name. Journalist guy.
He'll definitely come back later.
BuzzFeed.
Oh, of course. Mr. BuzzFeed himself. Yes, of course.
All of these characters are super important to the overarching narrative, so it's important that you pay attention.
Oh, okay. Good,
I can't tell if you're lying or not anymore. That's the problem.
Would Anne ever lie to us? Has Anne ever lied to us ever?
Yes, 1000%. Yes.
Would a liar admit to lying?
I did tell you the truth exactly once.
Oh, only once.
Figure out when.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool.
Good luck.
You're saying his name is not Mr. BuzzFeed? Oh my god. So we got the journalist guy, we got the group at the car, it was Otobe, and then we have lady and abusive spouse. I don't remember the Togawa or something. Tokawa, something with the T, I think.
Guy Towada.
Towada. Sure. You remember these names? They'll be on the quiz. Don't worry.
I'm fucked, dude.
And Mion's just wandering around. So Ryogoshi decided to write a miniature murder mystery 20 years in the future.
Why not?
Semi-unrelated to the events of Hinamizawa. It just happens to take place in Hinamizawa. And the bulk of our action and conclusion revolves around Mion fighting her family. Or not her family, more like the Yakuza groups associated with the families. And they're fighting for like power over the inheritance or whatever, because they're trying to be like, oh, technically you're in line to be the next person to run the group, but you don't have the handbell that's supposed to be like a part of the thing. It's in the lore. So if you don't have the handbell, you don't get you don't get to be the head. So we're gonna try to kill you so you can't get the handbell. We're gonna find the handbell ourselves and take over the group. I guess we take over companies and groups by ritual items, even 20 years in the future being what, 2003 or something. Like
Sometimes you just need a MacGuffin, okay?
Yes.
Oh, okay. you just need a reason for the action to happen.
Their plan was to take her to like the island and the cliff that was there, and then just kill her there.
Just a little murder. It's no
Much
big
like
deal.
in Echo.
That's no big, just a little murder. Nobody's gonna wonder, what happened. It was just an accident. I will say, when she walked into the room and pulled out the sword, it was from someplace, the Suiguden, I think, and she's like, "Here's the sword, the blah 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 sword." And the translator note says, "This is the sphere-cutting sword, aka the bullet-cutting sword." I'm like, huh. I wonder what this is going to be used for. I wonder. I really wonder with the bullet cutting sword.
That would just be ridiculous.
That would be silly. That would be silly.
Chekhov's bullet cutting sword.
Very Deadpool.
Now, okay. I will also say, I don't know where people were at when they were reading the story. I could tell pretty much immediately that Otabe's car was a group going to kill themselves. I think pretty much immediately. And what tipped me off to that was this group all randomly driving in a car together to Hinamizawa the moment that people can go to it again. These people seemingly don't know each other, are not related at all, and one of them turned to the camera and said, "Don't worry, it'll all be over soon." And I was like, okay, well, I think I
believe that one episode of Paranoia Agent.
I'm like, I think I know what's going on here. And then we had the journalist run into the room later going, "Guys, quick, call the cops. There's a bunch of people dead. It seemed like they killed themselves in their car. Carbon monoxide death or something." And
it's the gas leak. It came back.
And the kid's like, "Don't worry.
Now.
I have a signal on my cell phone. Let me go call the cops right now. Let me just leave the room to call. Oh no, my phone's dead. Oh no, god damn, guys. I'm gonna be honest though. I think at first I thought, because it randomly jumped from him being in the car with them to him being like, "Oh, I'm lost. How do I get to where people are?" He like goes to me. I was like, "Hey, can you take me to the village?" He's not like asking like, "Where is my group?" At first, I had kind of wondered whether or not the group was planning to group suicide and they just ditched him for whatever reason. But it made more sense what happened what was revealed later on, which was that they did all kill themselves, and he just backed out of it at the last moment to steal money from one of them, because he's like, "Listen, I want to kill myself because I'm in a lot of fucking debt. And this lady's got a lot of money in her car. She's not going to use it. So she's about to leave it behind. I'm just saying, that could change my life." So.
I mean, we'll get into the beat of it later. But,
right.
Like, she brought the money with her to be with her husband. So, like, the money wasn't going to go to charity or anything.
Yeah.
Like, she very specifically said, "I'm bringing it to him because he wasn't able to use it." So,
yeah.
Very Egyptian of her.
That was actually a moment where I'm just like, hey, I was just like, hey, I think at some point he was like, maybe if we had all talked to each other and had serious discussions with each other, maybe we all would have thought of a different solution for our problems. And I said to myself, yeah, probably a solution for you would be saying, "Hey, so, my main problem is I'm in massive debts, and you seem to have a lot of money that you're not going to need soon. Can we talk about this real quick? Can we talk about this real quick? You're not going to use it." I feel like, a discussion about that would have been warranted, but I guess he chose, like, I don't know if she'd say yes to that, so I'll just take it after she kills herself, I guess. I don't know, but
okay.
Go ahead and get the director out.
We're just in it. We're just,
yeah.
I have a question that I think is a plot hole.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It's really minute. It means nothing in the grand scheme of Higurashi.
Okay.
How did they get tape on the outside of the car?
So, I have no fucking clue. I thought that too. I was like,
yeah.
Well, so
wouldn't you just put the tape alongside while the car is open, and then it would close it and tape it when you close the door?
Maybe. That was what I was thinking, maybe, but then it's like, well, you're kind of, I mean, tape is really finicky. You know, you kind of got to get lucky with it. So I guess, and also like in the screenshot I just posted, you can see that the tape is on the back of the door as well. Not just, because I was like, okay, well, maybe they just taped up the windows and, they just tape up the windows and then they get inside the car, close the door. But the back door, at least, is taped closed.
Yeah.
Maybe they taped all but one door and just awkwardly clambered in.
Yeah, maybe they just taped all but the driver.
Like a writing mistake, or just like an art mistake, maybe.
Maybe.
My question is, why go to that detail? Because all of the shots of the car have not just like one piece of tape; it's like taped down.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like I understand the idea is to, okay, well, you want to keep the carbon monoxide inside, so you tape it up. But how?
This is one
and
of these tricks.
I think this is the key to understanding Oyashiro-sama.
I was actually wondering, like, if this method of doing that works. Most cases, at least that I've seen in media, has people doing this by like putting their car in like a garage or like an enclosed space. They don't have to like tape up the windows or anything.
Oh no, this is absolutely doable.
Okay.
You have to like put a tube at the exhaust and like put it in somewhere.
Yep.
Okay. So.
Yeah, because they are taped the fuck in. Because he has to like tear it all off and stuff, and even like the driver's side is taped up a lot.
Okay, but wait, if a tube has to go into there at some point, then I guess one of the doors would have to have some sort of opening for that to happen then, right?
Usually.
When you do that
there has
first?
to be something.
Well, I mean, in theory...
So the only door...
window.
The only door that's not taped up is his, because presume, he just opened the door and left.
Yeah, he would have had to get out.
So, how did they take... This is the key to the mysteries of Higurashi.
They put the tube in through the tube, and they all
clearly the real
with,
answer is
like, fully locking stuff in, and more to make it very obvious that like don't open this bar or don't open this door. It's not about literally keeping everything trapped inside, though I think that is a part of it, but it's more to make it very obvious to like anyone else that would end up stumbling by, don't open this door because it's literally a biohazard inside.
Clearly, it's a sign that they did not kill themselves. Otobe just killed them all and then made it look like a suicide, and he has gotten away with it, actually. So
this
obviously.
Is how Keiichi can still win.
Okay, God damn it, I forgot.
So this is all presented to us over time as like little things, but like I said, I pretty much assumed immediately that they were in a suicide car of some kind. I'm just like, why are you all on a happy little trip to the everybody died from Gas Leak Village 20 years later as soon as people are told that they can go there? And none of you know each other, seemingly. Why are we going to the everybody dies here from Gas Leaks town? Why are we going there?
People would. Like,
sure.
I understand what you're saying. People absolutely, I would.
Sure, people would. Usually these are people that know each other, I think, is my problem. Usually these are like friends that want to fuck around and go to like a scary place or whatever for like Halloween or some shit. Like, I'm just like, none of these people know each other. I don't know.
Yeah.
What? What's up?
It's a closed car mystery.
I see. So... yeah, I mean, there was that all mixed with the fact that Otobe, when he meets Mion pretty immediately in the story, he's like not asking her for like how to get back to the car or whatever. He's just asking her how to find people or how to get somewhere, because he's just like, all right, I gotta get out of here now. And she reveals that she is Mion. He doesn't know the significance of that until later, when the journalist who happens to be investigating the Hinamizawa stuff 20 years later goes to his story for going there is believable. It's just like, I want to get a scoop now this place is open. I'm gonna go check it out and see what I can do. I got all my research for it too, and I'm gonna go check it out.
Yeah, especially since he works for a weird occult magazine or whatever.
Yep. So you have them, you have the suicide group, and then you have lady who has abusive spouse and decides to take him on a trip there. I don't know how to feel about that plot line. I understand Ryukishi was a social worker. He made that evidently clear with the Satoko stuff. This was... It felt correct with what they were saying was her story about like how, you know, they both were trying to live together and find a life with each other, and at first everything was happy, but then he kept not taking serious work to keep pursuing his dreams, and instead just basically started mooching off her, and then he would get drunk and hit her, and then once he started doing that, he would start doing it more often, and it became like an abusive cycle and all that. All that stuff is fully believable. All that stuff I can understand. And all this stuff makes me very understanding for why she does what she does. However, Ryukishi tries to pull a little... Oh, actually, in the pocket of his dead corpse, he had an employment notice for, like, tomorrow to work at a metal factory. He was ready to change his life right now. And
he was one day away from changing his life.
I'm like...
One day away from redemption.
I'm like, I see what Ryukishi's doing. He's trying to... I see that he's trying to weirdly put in some like make people that are like that seem like a part of them really does mean the best at times, was my understanding for why we had to put in that detail. But that felt fucking goofy considering the fact that this was revealed after we find out that she had murdered him and was trying to cover it up with the murder mystery angle of everything.
And it
just felt like, goofy.
How many times has that happened? Like, oh, but it's all going to be new now because I got a new job. And it's like, they say that he couldn't hold a job. So it's like, okay, this probably happened every time. He would probably say similar things every time he got a new job.
I understand.
This time it would have been different. Don't worry.
It was going to be different this time, I swear.
Every time with definition of insanity is.
That bit was where I was just like, okay, I understand. I pretty much kind of, I didn't like assume. I think I was confused a bit, not in terms of who did it, because like at a certain point with the mystery. So the mystery that we're established with is Otobe Mion head over into the village. They find I don't think they find the Suiguden immediately. They find some other shrine or building. I think it was the Furude house that they were in before or something. They find some house that they were in. The woman and her boyfriend. I don't think they were married or whatever, but her boyfriend. And the boyfriend is supposedly just sleeping the whole time, facing away from them the whole time. And for some reason, he was also doing this in the shots before they even left for it. Which, by the way,
look, he's a heavy sleeper. I don't tell you.
By the way, I gotta understand their plotline too. Their story starts with her coming home to abusive spouse, goes next to him and says, "Hey, honey, I'm home." And like flinches when he like does anything. So I'm like, okay, I get what's going on there. And then she's like, so do you want to go to Hinamizawa? You want to go on a trip there? Haha. Why is this a trip where we're, one, inviting this guy to, and two, that he's like cool with?
He wants to go to Hinamizawa. I don't see the problem.
I was so confused. I think my confusion stems from the fact that
I don't... He was in a good mood because he was going to reveal, hey, honey, I got a job. So he's like, I will indulge you.
So let's go to the everybody dies area.
From turning it all around.
Don't worry, my life's changing tomorrow, so let's go to the everybody dies from random gas leaks place. Let's go there real quick.
Hey, look, she was just like, you don't understand. It's pretty there. It's pretty though. We need to go where it's pretty.
That's how you know.
I think it's mostly he said yes to her because it, like, a part of it is that he felt guilty and then for doing what he had done, and then he took that guilt out on her further. And part of it, the implication there being that because he was in that moment, like, trying to turn his life around and everything, it was just, oh yeah, whatever she wants to do, we can go do it. And obviously not knowing that
he's gonna fucking die.
like anything about it.
It's just a fun little place where people occasionally died 20 years ago. It's fine. It's fine. It was like, what did they say? It was like one of the biggest natural disasters in like Japanese history in like many years.
Potatoes,
Dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just fuck it. Let's go. Why not? Fuck it. Which, by the way, okay, one thing that they mentioned for that made me, because a lot of this stuff I'm kind of ignoring in the overall mystery of Higurashi, because I just assume most of this is just the 20 years later murder mystery stuff, so I'm not thinking too much about it.
She's having a little fun.
The detail about, oh, okay, well, people couldn't go to this area for like 20 years because the gas leaks, you know, they said it would randomly happen sometimes. I'm like, I don't know if that's, I don't know enough about how those kind of things work, but I don't know if I buy that detail. That sounds a little weird.
The swamp kept burping.
It would just burp on occasionally, and people in the area would just fucking die. Okay, well, if people find that out the hard way for the first few years, or
yeah.
Because I was just thinking, like, this sounds like some weird excuse by like some government people to keep everybody away from this area for a set amount of time, and now 20 years have passed, and they're like, okay, everybody can go back now, haha. I don't. That feels. I feel like
actually are aliens.
Maybe that was the theory that the journalist is the guy who's saying, like, I know all the lore about this shit, and I got all the fan theories here too. One of the fan theories is that there were aliens. Okay, the aliens. What was the theory? Aliens had come down to there, and they basically were feeding off the people in the town, and basically made it into like a cult for them or something like that.
Jeff, you understand? There's patents.
And it's like, this is where that demon myth came from. It was actually parasitic aliens.
Oh, I see. And then there was also details about, and this is some details that I'm pretty sure we're gonna find out later or whatever, about an explosion incident, hostage incident. What was it? It was like a hostage incident at the school where I think they portrayed it as Reina holding the school hostage. And then an explosion happens, and then everybody fucking died there at the school. Not for the gas leak that killed everybody, apparently, but from that.
Hold
on, no, this is a separate incident.
So
yeah, she was watching too much History Channel in that version. So
no. In that version, she's watching too much Umineko and then start using small bombs.
Oh, I see.
I don't think small bombs are going to take down a school, man.
Enough small
if you have
bombs
enough of them.
Again, History Channel.
Yeah,
so
and that goes to the History Channel. You don't know?
That was like a little detail where I'm just like, okay, that part's probably from an arc that we haven't read yet, which, you know, might be in the future. Well, we haven't read it yet. We clearly haven't seen those events happen yet, and we have more arcs to read. Shadow, that's what I mean by yet. We clearly haven't read it yet. Okay, so
all right, whatever you say, boss man.
And
there's so many timelines.
I know.
That
was where I was like, should we be reading this? But like everybody said, that is fine. I just assumed it was like, it's like a little hint at something that we'll find out about later. So I wasn't worried too much about it. Mion goes into Suigood and gets the sword that cuts bullets, literally called the sword that cuts bullets. And then
my favorite kind of sword.
And then Rika shows up as like a ghost or something. Said Nipa and dropped the scroll for her to find where the handbell is, I guess.
I like to mention, by the way, we have a second MacGuffin to find the first MacGuffin.
There's a lot of listen. You gotta find the sword was supposedly the key in order to open the place to get the handbell. The key being
you also gotta
put
find the moon crystal too from Sailor Moon. You gotta find that too. Can't forget that.
If I'm understanding correctly,
The sword is also a key.
The sword's purpose was simply to put it in the holder, and I guess the weight of it revealed the location of the handbell.
Of course, why not?
Maybe.
It only works with this sword specifically. Okay, no other sword it works with.
It's
No
weighted
other
very
katana will
specifically
fit in the scabbard. It's got to be this weird one that's real sharp.
Maybe. I'm gonna be real. I could not tell the difference between the swords. She started with her own sword and then found that sword too. And I was like,
Yeah.
There's two swords. There's two swords. You told me
It's
one of
just
them
like,
cuts
I'll
bullets.
believe you that this one is different.
The other one supposedly
Twins,
can't cut
there's two
bullets. But
No, it's the sword's twin.
The other one doesn't have
If it had
activated
been a regular
the
sword,
thing.
oh, this is the Shion sword. This is the Mion sword. I see.
Yeah. Even
So-
the swords have twins now.
Where's the 3-on sword?
Hey.
yeah, the sword is actually Rika's twin.
Oh, okay. I believe it. In this area, we're still going with the whole, this place is cursed. There's this is the place of the dead. There's demons and ghosts and spirits connected to
Do you
here.
know about the demons?
The demons.
The Oni?
The Oni, Onigafushi, whatever it was called. Not aliens. We saw Rika as a ghost drop the scroll for Mion. Obviously, Mion was the only one there at the time. So, whether or not you believe that fucking happened, that's whatever. They go back
okay,
to...
how'd you survive the bullet?
There's... How do I word this? When they're all meeting up again after shenanigans are happening, and they're like, oh no, somebody took the car. Oh no, somebody took this. Oh no, where's our transportation gone? Because when he's like, oh no, my car, Otobe at first is like, my car, the car's disappeared. I don't know where it is. I'm just like, well, I mean, he knows. He either got ditched or they've like, because at the beginning of the story, he's acting like, oh no, the car's disappeared. I don't know where it is. I don't know where they went. I don't know why he wouldn't assume they didn't just drive off without him, and he'd be pissed at them for doing that. Then, obviously it makes more sense when you're like, okay, clearly he just left them killing themselves, and he knows that he just left the car behind, so he's just going to tell Mion that the car disappeared or whatever. Everybody else, though, is just like, my car actually disappeared. My bike is actually gone. And apparently it's just the Yakuza in the background randomly stealing them and hiding them until more of their men showed up so they could attack Mion. This is a lot of steps to prepare that.
Look, okay, the Yakuza, they're very well disciplined. They know what they're doing, okay? You got a plan? We got it.
They were aware of the murder mystery and decided to play along.
If they have enough preparation on their side, they can beat Mion.
So, like...
Unfortunately, they had enough preparation on their side.
But Ryukishi is trying to do this to add on to the weirdness of, where did the cars go? Where did all those go? But I'm just like, none of this is really...
Who the fuck broke the phone?
I'm not like scared of these, like, oh no, a ghost is taking them or anything, because like the first one I was like, okay, Otobe clearly got ditched. I don't know why he's like saying it like, oh no, the car disappeared. I don't know where they went. Like, what? Why would your first assumption not be they drove off without you? If I mean, again, makes more sense now that we know what was actually going on with him. But I'm just like, why is he acting like it's a big fucking mystery? Ooh, spooky. But he's like in the spooky place, so he's like, let me go with the spooky story. And then Ryukishi tries to fuck with you by having that happen to the other vehicles too. And then they're like, oh no, my cell phone, I only dropped it. Why is it utterly destroyed now? What happened? That's so spooky. I'm like, bro, you broke your own phone. What are you doing? where they're like, call the cops quick, some people died. He's like, oh, hold on, let me go call real quick in the next room. Hello, police? Yeah, there's an incident. Oh no, my phone died. Oh. And then later on they're like, oh, don't worry, Mion has the same battery as you, or same cell phone model. We could change batteries, and then your cell phone that has signal should work. Oh no, it's like completely broken. How did that happen?
Oh, no.
I only dropped it. Like, bro, you're not being slick with this at all. But also, they bring up the question of, like, if you have the same models, how come Mion's doesn't work, but yours does? What's up with that?
Wouldn't they have different service providers?
Yeah, that would have been the American thing.
One of them's Bell, the other one's Rogers.
I mean, what really annoyed me about that whole bit was, why did bro lie about having signal when he clearly didn't? Why did bro lie about that? If his point was to say my phone doesn't work, why lie about that? What was the goal?
Yeah, because it added a layer of unnecessary where it's like, oh man, I do have signal, but I don't have the battery, so oh man, it's like
So you could have just said that you also didn't have signal. What?
Like, yeah. I mean, and then if like it turned out people were starting to get signal later, like, because he didn't want to call out to the cops because he's like, I could get in trouble for the suicide group and, you know, taking the card from her. I'm like, I don't know if you get in trouble for that.
Oh no, there would be like an investigation, and then it would be known that like all of the stuff that he's been like trying to hide to himself would then come out, and he would have to face all of it.
I'm just
like he would absolutely be blamed for their deaths, whether or not it's like legally held responsible for them. It would be a reputational thing that he would never really be able to recover from.
Sure, but why lie about the battery?
Oh, because he's an idiot and he just survived a suicide thing.
Yeah.
I don't know if he really gave a shit about his reputation, too, to be honest. He sounded like he just only gave a shit about the vast amount of dumb debt he accrued. It wasn't like student loan debt that he acquired. He like he left his like countryside house with his family to go and try to pursue a life in like an actual like city area. Tried to go to school, dropped out after like 6 months, got himself massively into debt just spending a bunch of money on dumb shit in the city, and then taking out loans for it. And then now he's being harassed all the time by the loan sharks that he got himself very, very much in trouble with. I don't know if he gave a shit about his reputation at a certain point. Not that this is like a big factor whether or not he gave a shit about his reputation, but I'm just here like
I think there's a difference though between like not giving a shit about your reputation as in no one actively cares about you, and not giving a shit about your reputation as in people think you killed people.
I don't know if they would look at the situation
of ostracization.
I don't know if people would just assume that he had killed them all, though. I don't know. I don't know how the circumstances of that work, but either way, that angle's not the
fear to have at the very least. Whether or not that's actually how it would play out, I don't know. But
I think my concern was I didn't think he was concerned that people would think he killed them all. I think people would get him in trouble for stealing the card. I think he thought he was going to be in trouble for that.
Yeah, probably.
Which, like, my problem is I don't know if anybody was going to even know that card existed. I don't know if anybody was going to care. But it's whatever. But that's not really the detail of that. I think I just did not like whatever mystery we were trying to set up here, honestly. I think I understood the characters and like some of their like purposes for the general plot of things here. Like Otabe is here to drive home some important life messages about trying to not give up and to still try to find ways to restart your life, and not only to restart it just from like a quick thing that you find an opportunity to grab, but to try to make the best of your life on your own, in your own way, to try to find your own happiness or whatever. And it kind of, he goes through a whole thing where it's like him being like, you know, my mom called me at some point and they said like they hope I'm doing well, but if they had asked me, you know, if I could come home, you know, maybe things would have been different. And he changed as a person from that kind of person to being a person who's like, I'm gonna come clean to them about where my life has gone. Maybe they'll forgive me. Maybe I can start over now, and maybe I can make my own, figure out what I want to do in life now more responsibly with all that, and figure out where to go from here. He goes through that whole thing throughout the journey with all these other people that he just meets in this one night. And I do think it's cool that we have like a I kind of thought of it as almost like a Tarantino kind of style setup to things, where a bunch of random people have all gone into one random area, and now you have to piece together what's going on with all of them, and the truth of the things behind them and all that.
I hadn't made that connection, but that is a good point.
Yeah, because I was getting major vibes of the Hateful Eight with it. Not in terms of the tone of the thing, but like the setup of it. Yeah.
And he did describe it.
Go on.
He did describe it as like a Rashomon like as well, which is interesting.
Because that was he had said it was inspired by that, and I think he had said it was. What did he say? Like the author's name or like character's name or something was very clearly the journalist person's name, but like slightly different. I forget what it was, but it was like there was a name that he had referenced related to that was like clearly the journalist person's name, but like slightly different. I again, it's one of those things where it's like I appreciated how we set things up, but when I think more about some of the details of it, I'm just like, I don't know if I liked the answers that we presented for some of this stuff, because the answers to some of this stuff makes sense, but then when you go back to look at the details of how the mystery was set up, you're just like, why did we do that? Why did we do that? Because like the lady who kills her boyfriend, she had already killed him before people showed up, and was just trying to make it look like, oh, he's just sleeping. He's just sitting with his back to you guys the whole time. You know, that's all. And then when they leave, she tries to act like he was outside, killed, dragged inside, and hidden under a bunch of blankets. But it's like, okay, but it's not like wet or muddy at all. It's heavily raining outside during this whole setting. So nobody's going to buy that he was outside. Well, technically, I think a couple of them did, but that was only because they were scared and dumb at the moment. And Mion's just
look,
like...
girl was panicking.
It's
none
just
of these characters are making intelligent decisions. They're also in a pretty bad situation.
Yeah.
Like, they all go into there, they find the dead body, and at first I had thought, oh, they found a hand by itself, not the whole body. But no, it was the whole body still together. It's just the hand was sticking out of the blanket. I had worried for a moment that somebody had, like, chopped up his body into pieces, and that this was, like, a separated hand or something. But no, it was all together.
It was a Night in the Woods moment.
And, like... They stop for a moment, and they say to themselves, well, there's only like 4 of us here, and your phone was destroyed, but only we knew that the phone had the potential to call something, so one of us must be the culprit in this, but Ultibe is the one who destroyed the phone, so that doesn't narrow down the people. But then Mion's like, well, clearly you killed your boyfriend, and she's like, you were right the whole time. Here's his dead body. I did it, and I'd do it again. Fuck that guy. And then, okay,
I'll do it again too.
And then we get ventriloquist Mion.
That was like, okay. Because we tried to be like, we see Rika for some reason. Okay, ooh, spooky Ryukishi, very spooky. And now he's like, all right. Mion's like, don't worry, this is the land of the dead. Perhaps we could still hear something from him. Honey, it's nice to see you again. I understand why you did what you did.
Laughing. I started laughing.
Everybody in the room was just like, "Oh my god, what is happening? How is this happening? Oh my god, honey, you know, I was gonna join the metal factory like tomorrow. Check my back pocket. Oh my god, it's real. Oh my god."
I kept expecting them to have Mion like turn to the camera with like one of those creepy faces they always do. And then it didn't happen. And it's like, oh, is everybody just believing this? Is that what's happening right now?
He's up to no good again, all right? It's one of his vicious traps.
And like, she's having an emotional moment over it. Because clearly the wife like believes it or relates to it heavily or some shit. I don't know. But then it happens again later when Otome goes to the car and goes to like return the money card to the lady she took it from. And I don't know if it was him that was doing it or if it was Mion that was doing it, but someone again was like, don't bother returning that. Keep it for yourself. You know, make a life for yourself. We had our own choices. Whatever. Do your own thing. We believe in you. He's like, no, keep it anyways. I gotta move on. What was the point of doing the voice again there? Who was doing the voice? Are we like justifying these deaths to ourselves or something?
A little bit of fun, as you do.
Well, that was my question. Was that Mion doing that again, or was that Otome trying to convince himself that it was fine? Or
I think it was her doing it again.
A little bit of fun, you know, as you do.
She just likes to do that to make people feel better, you know. And she's so good at it, everybody believes it. Or they just choose to believe it. They choose to accept it. One or the other. Either way.
Well, you know, she's a Sonozaki, so you kind of gotta like it.
Oh, true. She does have the sword that can cut a bullet, so you don't want to.
Mion also.
Well, that's the other big detail that we get into. This is after a whole thing with the Yakuza, because the Yakuza have to enter. We had the actual murder mystery solved pretty fucking quickly. It was not a big deal. It was not even a question of what was happening there, pretty much, for the most part. It was more of a question of why the fuck these people did what they did. In the manner they did it, for the events trying to hide the evidence, I guess.
Yeah.
Why they did everything else is like pretty straightforward, I think. And then Mion's just like, oh, guys, by the way, there's like Yakuza lore behind me, so
don't worry about the Yakuza lore though.
And they're not gonna stop at me, so you all of your lives are in danger here. So yeah, we're gonna be dealing with that tonight. You can go on your own if you want. I wouldn't suggest that because you'll probably fucking die. But lady, you don't want to follow us. We have to go to the.
Gun.
Yeah, here's a gun. Lady who has just killed her boyfriend and is now very sad from finding a letter saying he was about to change his life the next day. Here's a gun. We're gonna leave you alone now. I'm like, what are we doing? Excuse me.
I'm just a big fan of Persona 3.
We just went over how this is a place where people would come to commit suicide, and you've just given this woman who's clearly very depressed about everything now a gun and left her alone. I don't know. But no, she'll be fine from the Yakuza too, of course. Yeah, she'll be fine.
Of course.
And then they leave her. They go on their journey all the way to the place. They fight the Yakuza and the big bad, who I guess is, I don't even remember his name, Mifune or something like that, who's supposedly the big guy who separated the branches to try to take over and betrayed the family or something like that. I forget if they said, did he kill Akane, the mother? Was Akane's name the mother?
Yeah, he killed Akane. Akane Sonozaki is Mion's
using the same trick.
The trick of, oh no, her back is turned, fire the gun.
The advanced trick, okay, if the Yakuza have enough time to plan, they'll win.
And she beats all of the guys there, And then there's one guy left who's like, no, please forgive me. She's like, I guess I'll let you live. Turns her back, immediately shot.
Gun, no.
And he's like, just like your mom. Like, what? He's like, got you there. Got you with that one. But it also...
Your greatest weakness, empathy.
And then like, oh no, that fucking sucks. Anyways, go get the handbell real quick. And he goes to get the handbell. And then the actual big bad shows up again. He's like, I also have gun. All right, hand it over now. And the journalist tries to fight him, and it looked like he had gotten shot and died. But apparently he was perfectly fucking fine.
Yeah,
so
I thought he got like shot under his chin or something.
that's what I thought. Yeah. I was like, how's this dude walking again?
I didn't see
it. It was a near miss.
Like, oh, okay. Maybe he just like pistol whipped him or something.
And yeah, I think that's what it was.
So like, all this happens for us to defeat the big bad. How did we defeat? Did we like cut him? We cut him, right? Is that what we did? Or no? Did we shoot him? Or what?
I don't fucking remember.
He was defeated somehow. I don't remember how.
I think we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. He was defeated somehow.
Somehow, yeah.
He was defeated somehow. I think it was something like Mion was actually still fine and then got up and cut him or something. I don't remember. But then this is the switcheroo moment. This is actually Shion. But actually it was always Shion. Because Mion had made it sound like my sister's on her way here now. Give the handbell to her when she gets there. Quick. Hurry up. I'm dying. And then, like, no, this is actually Shion the whole time, who Mion had taken over her body after the car crash.
Look, I'm just saying, okay? This dissociative personality disorder still holds up.
Well, so, like, not only did she take over the body, she apparently just absorbed all of the damage she took, too. She's like, Otave's like, didn't you take a bullet? And she's like, huh, I did. But it looks like I did, but, I seem fine. So, I guess it's okay. Which, like, I've heard that people with multiple personality disorders can, like, have some differences when they take over or something like
there are some physical differences that can
like different
occur,
allergies and stuff. I've heard about
different handedness too is a fairly common one as well.
Right.
I don't think that then correlates to what happened here.
Right. I was like, okay, either Ryukushi's being dumb with that, or it's either going to be something like Ryukushi is trying to add a little joy and whimsy to everybody having a happy ending here by saying that she's perfectly fine, or we did like a Ryukushi trick where actually like this was a detail of the story that did not actually happen afterwards at the end of things, because my assumption at the end was like this was all basically a book that the journalist had wrote as a result of the events that happened based on how he was talking about the end. So I was just assuming that the journalist probably changed up some of the details at the very end so that things could have a happier ending. And that Mion had probably Shion had probably actually fucking died at that time. That was my assumption. But, you know, we had to give it a happier ending for things, for the book that he wrote. Or there was a third option I had thought of, where Ryukushi said there was an actual twin switcheroo where Shion showed up, dragged Mion's body out of there, and then walked into the scene and pretended like her body was taken over the whole time or something like that.
Probably did like switch clothes too so that she still had the bullet wound.
Well, I mean, that was the other thing too that was hard for me to judge because it was all in black and white. I was like, the clothes would be like red with blood. But I don't know if that's the case here because I can't see it. I don't know if that's the case here.
No, wait, hold on. This is actually really funny now I think about it. Okay, well, they're handling the fight with the boss man. Like, Shion's like desperately changed stuff in her clothes.
Listen, I don't know what to say about this arc, if I'm being honest. I think I appreciated the little detour short story to give us a little break from the Hinamizawa disaster looping horrors or whatever, but I felt like this is probably very dumb at many times. Not in like a bad way. Bad in a I'm entertained sort of way with how silly and goofy parts of this are. And a part of me was wondering, again, going back to my theory of this is all probably just the result of a book that the journalist wrote. I was like, maybe that's the point of it, is because this is potentially something written by the journalist as a result of that night, when he's like, I went here to try to get a cool story, and he either ended up with basically the story that happened, but like more depressing, or he ended up finding nothing and just made up a bunch of bullshit.
Don't go to Hinamizawa at 3 a.m.
I would go to Hinamizawa at any time after finding out of the events happening, if I'm being honest. I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to go there, especially if I'm told gas leaks could randomly still happen there. I don't know if I'd still go there. But
no, it turns out they all actually died in the gas leak.
It could all just be that the journalist went there and then the gas leak hit him and he just hallucinated all this. That's also possible.
Yeah, aside from the gas leak, it makes you hallucinate. I don't tell you that either.
It's very possible. I don't know. I don't know how I felt about this a little bit. I think I thought older Mion was very fucking cool looking in design and attitude. I don't really know if I gave a shit about anybody else that we had involved in the cast. And I also really don't think I liked the Yakuza angle of the story that we tried to do here. I understand that we had to do it for the action and climactic conclusion of things, but I don't know. I think it's because I was entering this assuming that I'd get like a murder mystery, and then we got one that lasted all of like 5 minutes.
She's getting a little tired of these murder mysteries. Okay, give him a break.
Well, because he's doing all this shit and then still trying to tell us that like ghosts and spirits are in this area. Mion had taken over Shion's body in that whole time, and she doesn't remember anything that happened around the time. And I'm like, well, I mean, that either tells me that, okay, is this an angle where there was actually two of them there, and then the journalist just messed with the details of the story or something, or does Mion/Shion have multiple personalities? Like, we do understand that there were twins at some point in time.
Allegedly. I'm still not sure with that one.
But it could be a case where after one died, the other started believing that she was both of them and had multiple personalities of them or something. It could definitely be that was the case too.
For you.
So...
What? No, that's never happened before
never
in history. Ever.
No, never in fiction either.
We would know.
That is true. Like, how do we feel about Rika randomly showing up? I guess what Nipa?
Anything can happen in Hinamizawa.
It was the guess, like
especially when a character is all alone. Okay, a character's all alone. Nobody else is there to see this happening. Anything could happen. Because like Rikishi's pulling his little trick where he's like, we're seeing the lady and the guy try to go to the car, but actually there's somebody behind the guy, and oh no, somebody attacked him. But none of that happened though. It's like, okay, well, Ryukishi's revealed that he will sometimes just lie to us in panels that we're being shown about events happening. So it's like, okay, well, how much of that is extending to other parts of Higurashi as well, of course, and all of that, and like, yeah. I don't know. How do we feel about our cast of characters here? How do we feel about the new... I didn't bother learning the names of the original group in the car. I was getting overwhelmed a bit at first when I was like being introduced to literally all of these new characters for a while, and then Otabe was in the car with all of them, and I was like, am I gonna have to learn the names of all these fucking people? And then he's immediately gone from them, and I'm like, thank fucking God, I don't have to learn about them. Thank fucking God. I'm done with that.
Quiz. You already got to learn them. It comes on the quiz chat.
I think Ultimate's character was... He was like... I don't know how to feel about his character. I think I thought the journalist dude was funny, but he at some point was like, he like knew his shit about things happening, like the town and all that, of course, because he does research about it for his article. But then he's like, she's saying that she's Mion, but Mion actually died during the hostage incident. So who was she? I'm like, but you're the journalist who should absolutely know that Mion has a twin sister named Shion. Why would you?
Okay, he didn't get all the details. All right, he only got most of them.
I mean,
like,
he's kind of a journalist.
Kind of.
He's writing
Mr. BuzzFeed.
I'm just saying, if
he's
you're
writing for an occult magazine, he's not exactly like someone with a lot of investigative abilities.
Well, I feel like if
Mr. BuzzFeed.
I feel like if you're looking up information on the Sonozaki family, and one of the two twin sisters has died, and the other one's alive, I feel like that would come up at some point in time in your research. I don't know. Maybe
You would
maybe I
think
don't
that
know.
would be the basis for a
myself.
lot of the other conspiracy theories, at least.
Exactly, yeah, because we're talking about like aliens as a conspiracy on the fucking forums apparently that he found or some shit. I don't know if he saw them on forums. I forget where he said he saw them, but he said that was the theory about the aliens. It's like, okay, well, if a twin was introduced, I don't know how the theorists wherever he was hearing about them aren't talking about that a lot, unless it's a detail where it's like, okay, well, she had a twin, but actually it was kept a secret from literally the entire world. Ooh, I don't know.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a secret to everybody.
Except for Oishi, who I think knew about the twins or something. I think. I don't remember. Or the doctor.
I mean, yeah, everyone in Hinamizawa knew, but they're gone now.
It's been 20 years, chap. We're all dead.
This is all a big plot for Shion to hide her identity. I see. If I kill literally everybody who knows about me, no one will know about me.
Identity theft, chap.
Including my twin.
Oh, I see. But you gotta have the handbell, otherwise it don't mean shit. So you gotta go back. You gotta get the handbell. Okay. Mion, I thought was cool, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't really know what more to say. There's like not much I could say about the characters. The characters didn't really have time to like, I don't know.
Develop?
Well, like they did in some ways, but then it kind of got undone later in dumb ways. Like the lady who shows up and gives, we hear the story of like how she was driven through an abusive cycle to want to kill her husband. So it's like you're identifying with why she would want to kill her husband. But then we pull a Ryukishi Uno reverse of, no, he was actually going to change his life tomorrow. You should feel bad about what you did. I'm like, but I don't know how to feel about that. And then
he's at it again.
Cool. She's crying again. Tight.
the journalist.
I hate it.
Journalist didn't really do anything except be scared. I mean, he did try to like. He did try to like save the day fighting the bad guy, and then I thought he had instantly fucking died. He didn't. He's fine.
That
would be like my only reasoning that it isn't his like perspective or like an article he wrote, because he does not paint himself in a very good light.
Bro,
that's how he gets everyone to believe the story he wrote. Okay, that's the way you do it.
I am a coward, and I am proud to say. Also, there was this really cool lady who was a samurai.
She saved the day with her sword that cuts bullets. She sure did cut the bullet. It was very cool. I saw it happen.
It was crazy.
Which, by the way, I've never looked into it. I just always assumed it was a cool media thing. Can you actually cut a bullet with a sword?
Okay, so like,
I mean, theoretically, you probably could, but the arc of the bullet would still hit you.
No fucking way.
I was gonna say it would seem like the bullet would still approach you. It wouldn't stop. I don't know how that works.
I don't think the two pieces would split apart in enough time for it not to, for them both not to hit you.
To not still be.
At least one of them.
It just sounds like you're making two different bullet areas.
All of that damage, so Shion is fine.
Oh, my bad. I didn't realize she had fighting game mechanics going on. Oh.
Yeah, her hitbox is different than Mion's. So.
Oh.
And I know all about hitboxes, so you can trust me on this one.
I see. Well, I think Otobe is the only one where... So, Otobe has this whole arc of trying to be like, I'm going to retry things with my life. I'm going to do it better. I'm going to go back to my parents. Everything will be okay. I'm just going to live.
I'm going to live with all my might.
And it's like, okay, that's fine. That's great. It's a good message. It's powerful. That's great. I'm fine with whatever was happening with Otobe. However, Ryukishi then would keep turning to the camera and saying, life is like a tube of toothpaste. And I was like, can we stop? Can we stop? Can we please stop? Life is like a tube of toothpaste.
He just watched Forrest Gump.
And it was like flashbacks to Mion saying it too, or something. It was like very impactful, very inspiring stuff. Life is like a tube of toothpaste. Like, I understand what we're trying to say. We could do it in a number of different ways.
He is also aware of how goofy it is.
I just...
Because he does have Shion at the end be like, yeah, that sounds like some bullshit Mion would say.
I'm just like...
you know, Chip. Life's like a pencil.
Ryukishi has a way... I was thinking back to the fucking battler moments in Umineko, where he'd be like the hero ready to save the day, and he would say some really out-of-pocket line first. Not even the small bombs. He'd like come to save the day and be like, Maria, you're way too young to be eating me yet, or something like that. And I'm like, this is our hero? This is our hero? What is happening here? Why does he say this shit?
Look, Shep, it's not the hero we wanted, but it's the hero we deserve.
You sound like Hasta la Vista. Say that again.
Was he the hero, though?
Well, he was painted in many scenes as having a heroic moment, is what I'm trying to say. They try to be like, he's here to save the day, and then he says some really out-of-pocket shit where I'm just like, Battler, what are you doing? Battler.
He's doing his best, Chep. He's doing his best.
But like, this is just, I guess, what Ryukishi does sometimes. I mean, it makes me remember it. I'm gonna remember this guy who's like ready to change his life by remembering the words, life is like a tube of toothpaste.
Like, I remember the small bombs for the rest of my life. That was insanely out of pocket.
You know, I mean, you make it a little dumb, make it a little weird, it sticks with you, I guess. So, I mean, that's a way to do it.
I remember my keyboard, actually. You guys went to like 20 anagrams.
You know?
I was waiting for Mion to call herself this old man, especially like when she started getting playful right when they get to the shrine.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, she's back to her old self, and it's like, why isn't she calling herself this old man?
I was waiting for that. There's one line where she says something like, oh, all of you guys against little old me. And that was the closest she got.
Oh,
yeah.
Little old me. Me on, even.
Me on.
No.
She on, even.
No.
No.
All right. The artist here for this is Mimori, who did this was like their earliest entry, at least according to AniList, and they've done a whole bunch of other stuff since this. Like a whole bunch of other stuff. They did Aoharu, which I've heard of before. They did they were part of a Black Butler anthology comic.
A lot of anthology.
If only Andy were here, they appreciate this.
They did a bunch of other series with like long names, Koishite Twinkle, Jigoku do Reikai Tsuishin, Yao. So they've been doing a lot of stuff since this, which I think is a first from some of the artists that we've had doing these entries so far. Because a lot of the other ones pretty much only did a couple Higurashi adaptations and then have done pretty much nothing. Or maybe like one other series or something. But this person has done a ton of other series. Most of them are shorter series, to be clear. But they have been doing more stuff, which
prolific.
You know, I looked at we didn't really get a lot of like bonus comics like some of the other adaptations had, but this one had little like draw pile sketches or whatever that they put at the end, which I thought were all very nice. There's a lot of them. It was pretty cool. It was very nice, and I liked them. I like the art style that we had here. Yeah.
Yeah, the doodles specifically, I was like going insane. I was like, this reminds me of something, and then it clicked. The way that they draw the chibi faces looks exactly like how Chika Umino draws hers.
Yes.
Because she draws Oberon with the exact same shit-eating grin.
That is the artist for March Comes In Like a Lion and To Your Eternity as well, I believe. I believe they did To Your Eternity. Chika Umino. This is not the artist for this adaptation. The style just looks similar to it in many of the cases, to be clear.
Okay.
But yeah, Chika Umino is currently doing March
Chika
Comes In Like a
Umino did
Lion.
not do To Your Eternity.
Okay, I don't know why I thought that though.
She did March Comes In Like a Lion and a few other things, but famously she also designed Oberon from Fate Grand Order.
I see. So, but yeah, this is Mimori is the creator of this, and they have a lot of other works. So if you like the style, and some of the character designs they did for this, there's a bunch of other works that they've done that you could probably check out. However, I will say, I don't know how many, if any of these are actually licensed. I've heard of Aoharu, so that's probably licensed, but I don't know any of these other things. So, maybe they're licensed. Maybe there's a fan version somewhere you could read. I got no idea. You go with God about that. They've done anthology comics, which probably have been localized, maybe. But, yeah. So, that's their stuff. Does anybody have any other thoughts about the artists and their art style for this week that they haven't shared yet? I liked it, I will say. I liked the art style for this week. I also liked that I didn't have to see an ugly, terrifying depiction of Oishi this time around.
But chap, don't you know? We get to see that again soon enough.
I actually didn't check. I should check to see if she drew Oishi in the sketches she did. She drew a lot of the different characters, but she might not have drawn him. I didn't remember seeing him because I feel like...
Yeah, there's like several like Iries, Keiichis, Renas, Satoshi.
She drew Keiichi in the penalty game outfit looking all embarrassed while the girls are laughing at him. I'm seeing that one.
He's in the penalty game and you're laughing.
All of them are laughing, as they should. But yeah, I like their art. I think their art was very, very nice. However, some of that can't really help out with the Ryukishi's weird little short murder mystery they wrote here. I don't have a problem with the setup. I don't have a problem necessarily with the characters. I have a problem with the dumb way that we set up the hiding of the murder mystery. I think the many details were, at least to me, and maybe that's just because I've consumed things like Umineko and other murder mystery stuff before. I'm just like, maybe these things are.
Look what's happened to you.
You know, maybe these
Why
things
are
are
you
a little
guys
too obvious to me. When one of the people in the car looks at the camera and says, "It'll all be over soon." Like maybe I'm looking too much into that and solving things way ahead of time or some shit. I don't know, but I'm just like, okay, if that stuff's obvious, it's not a bad thing if something like that is obvious. It's not necessarily a bad thing. It just depends on the type of story we're trying to go for here. I think my problem is we tried to write a little murder mystery, and the murder mystery lasted all of 5 minutes, and then we dived into a Yakuza action plot instead, which the Yakuza was also a factor into some of the weird shit happening, in that they were slowly stealing the vehicles from them. What? So, okay. I'm just like, I can understand and enjoy this in a concept. In practice, there's some details we needed to fucking fix up or not bother doing. Like, the biggest, I think, is why the fuck did Otabe have to lie about his phone having signal? Why did he have to do that? Why did that have to happen? What did that add? Other than a red herring for things? I don't know. It wasn't even really a red herring because, like, he immediately walked it. He's like, let me go call the cops in the next room. Why do you have to go to the next room? Just call them here. It's an emergency. What are you doing? So, I don't know. I think, it's kind of unfair to judge this compared to the other Higurashi entries, I think, just because it's so not connected to any of that except for the setting, that I would just, if you were to tell me this is not related to Higurashi at all, and you change Shion/Mion's name and Rika's not being there, or showed a different character and put this in a different named village, like this didn't have to be a Higurashi story at all, and I don't really know what it adds to it other than I don't know, trying to add on to the question of, is this place haunted by spirits or what? Oh, was that a ghost that was talking, or was it Mion being a ventriloquist? Ooh, but I don't know what to think about that stuff. So I just like, entertainment wise, I thought it was funny in many ways. Maybe not in intentional ways, but I didn't, I don't think I like this at all as a Higurashi entry, but I did really enjoy the art. So, all is forgiven, I guess. I don't know. How did everybody else feel about the Beyond Midnight arc? Nobody cares?
I feel like it's definitely feels more like fan service for people who like the series rather than like a really important part of the mystery. Well, I guess it is kind of an extra arc, but yeah, it's like, it's nice, but not vital to the mystery or anything like that.
It felt like,
Yeah.
I would say like it would be like fan service for people who were fans of Mion/Shion specifically, I guess.
Kind of like there are pieces of information here but they're more reiterating things that have already been established than they are like new pieces of information for the overarching Higurashi mystery.
Sure.
Yeah, because the only thing we get is the school thing.
Yeah.
You get a couple more things, but yeah,
true.
I did. Okay, I think we forgot to mention it, but there was another detail that they said, which was Otabe apparently looks like Satoshi. This was a thing that both Shion and Mion immediately said. They were like, "Satoshi, is that you?" It's like, "What? No, I'm Otabe. Who's this Satoshi guy? That's not me. I'm Otabe." I guess that tells me that he was blonde. I don't.
Yeah, I kept expecting it to come up.
Hey,
to come up
I mean,
in some other way.
That's such a surprise.
I was like, I already knew Satoshi was
brother.
Yeah, I was trying to say, like, I already knew he was blonde. I was trying to be, is this trying to tell me that Otabe is blonde? Okay, cool.
No, don't be ridiculous. Ichi isn't blonde.
I was like, I'm like thinking like, okay, but Keiichi, they're saying looks like Satoshi too, but he's not blonde. And I'm thinking back to Umineko where you had Battler and then you had young Kinzo, who was basically just Battler but with different colored hair.
This
Like-
sounds like you're trying to do one of those charts that we did in school where it's like you have the clues written out in text format, and then you have the chart where you have to like do X's for, oh, this character fills in this part of the column, and this character, well, that character's blonde, so that means this character can't be blonde.
I was just like-
this is a game I've seen before, but I forget the name.
Higurashi.
I'm just like, okay, he looks like Satoshi, I guess. This is to tell us that they still remember Satoshi, and that that Otabe is blonde is all it really was telling me. I was like, why else is this detail here? Because she didn't say
I kept
you.
expecting it to mean something more, and then
I will say that
at least not in this one.
Yeah, like he does look a lot like Satoshi because he also has the same eye color.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's not just, oh, a blonde guy walked up to me.
Well, because
I did think it was interesting in reading the manga as opposed to the visual novel version. It's fully a different protagonist, if I'm remembering correctly.
Oh.
Because they have the Akutagawa, the journalist guy,
yeah.
as the protagonist instead of Otabe.
I've never read this this little mini arc, to be honest.
So where was this mini arc from originally in the games? Where does this land in the games?
So this would be in the console arcs, which is
one of the millions.
Yeah, there's so many. But there's just with every spin-off, he's written more. And there's essentially a entire secondary storyline complete with its own like alternate ending for the series that is built following a number of the console arcs.
Okay.
So this was like post the original series. He just added it in. I think the manga version came first, and then it got turned into a visual novel.
Oh,
but
okay. Okay, so they're posting sprites of what it looks like in the VN now. I see. I had also found the colored page.
Stupid.
I had found the colored page that they did towards the beginning that showed all the characters in the manga, and they're trying to be like, okay, Otabe, he is the yellow hair. You got red hair, the girl. Blue hair is the journalist. Green hair is Mion. Okay, all right. We got our.
Wait a minute, that's not me.
Yeah, all the primary colors.
It's
this
integral.
Is with this layout. Show it on screen if you're not.
Yeah.
This is like one of those art styles where I actually like it more colored.
Yes.
It
really works
I like
well.
like especially the faces. I just like it because it just has a more haunting 2000s look to it.
Yeah, it's
overall it does just work better in the visual novel for me, but I don't know if that's actually the case or.
I'll show how the visual novel looks on stream as well. If you're on Spotify, you're not seeing these things, but you can also check out the YouTube channel to see these visuals if you want to see those. Here's how it looks like in the visual novel. You get the console sprites there for that. Where's my Ryukashi art? Where's my Ryukashi art version of the sprites? Where's the mitten hands?
Oh, that's a good question. Have we? Did he do the art for these?
I need the really cursed sprites. Come on, give them to me.
I gotta know if Otabe is basically just Keiichi but with blonde hair.
One thing that I couldn't help but think about because they made such a big deal about it in earlier arcs, when Shion/Mion first introduced herself, I couldn't help but think, where did her boobs go?
I wasn't paying attention to notice that.
The Yakuza took them in the war for the family.
No.
Yakuza enforced top surgery.
Happens. Okay, I'm trying to think of if there's any other details that we need to talk about for this.
The crappy.
I think that was pretty much the bulk of it. Like, there wasn't, again, most of this was setting up a little mini murder mystery that lasted all of like 5 minutes, and then we focused on Yakuza action, and the Yakuza action was, Mion's gotta cut a bullet, and then it turns out Mion's actually Shion. Whoa, spooky! And then everybody lived happily ever after, and somehow Shion didn't die from the bullet that day. Somehow. Bullet to her back, mind you. Everything's fine.
Bulletproof humans. They don't tell you about that.
They don't tell you about this. Okay.
That was a side effect of
Parasitic aliens.
I was gonna say they don't tell you that multiple personalities give you superpowers, but they did actually in like several movies by M. Night Shyamalan. It was several movies which they somehow connected with an old Bruce. There was an old Bruce Willis movie.
There's Split and there's Glass, and then
yes.
that was
You should now taking psychological information from M. Night Shyamalan movies.
No.
I believe it.
Unbreakable.
Unbreakable, yes.
Made Higurashi.
Unbreakable is a good movie, and then for some reason we decided to add that into a cinematic universe for reasons, I guess. But they were trying to be like, oh, actually, people with multiple personalities, they have superpowers. They can do anything. Their alters have these powers. They can do anything. Oh no, that's what's going on here.
Is evil.
One of them's fucked up and evil. Don't let him take over.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta give it the lights.
Fucking stupid ass movie.
One is the beast, and the other's the priestess of the beast.
Listen,
Sure.
as we all know, in Hinamizawa, everyone's got a twin. That's just a fact. We've already discussed this
Twin
before.
can also be inside you sometimes, I guess.
Well, they don't have twins anymore.
Not
but
anymore.
They used to.
Once upon a time. Now they all have multiple personality disorders of their twin. So, basically.
That's trauma.
That's how trauma be. That's how it works. Sometimes, not all the time. Don't quote me on that. I'm not a doctor. Anyways.
No, all of the time. That's exactly how it works. All of the time.
Okay, well, you can quote thrice on that, I guess. You can quote thrice. Not me. Don't quote me.
Trauma responses are incredibly consistent among every single person.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, everyone reacts the exact same way to every traumatic event.
Oh, okay.
It actually makes diagnosing things so convenient.
Do you have any trauma?
Well, I don't know. How am I supposed to react to it? I have to ask the collective how I'm supposed to respond to it. So, I'll get back to you when I talk to the collective.
Ask the hive mind.
Yeah, I gotta ask the hive mind.
What's the morphogenetic field?
I gotta ask my my friends, part of the Hinamizawa, the village people.
Pluribus.
Yeah, the Pluribus people, the Pluribus Hinamizawa organization. Yeah. I still have to watch that. I've heard about it. I still have to watch it. Pluribus. Anyways,
Same.
What else? Do we have anything else we need to yap about? I can go to the afterwards stuff, I guess, while we think of if there's anything else. So, let's see here. Beyond Midnight Arc, Ryokushio 7. The Beyond Midnight Arc is a new side story that wasn't in the original game series. The setting in the side story has left the year 1983 and takes place in the present day, but the world and laws that make up the foundation of the Higurashi series still carry over in that sense. In that sense, I may call it a side story, but it is still a legitimate Higurashi When They Cry arc that is in no way inferior to the others. Rikushi, I don't know if I would agree with that, but
I agree with that,
you're entitled to your own opinion, okay? The other episodes are filled with the cry of the Higurashi cicadas, which brings a sad feeling in the midst of tranquility, but those voices go unheard in the world of this Beyond Midnight arc. Instead, all we hear is the gentle, melancholy sound of the rain late at night. 4 men and women gather in a quiet, eerie, abandoned village, not knowing who the others are. By a strange coincidence, they take shelter from the rain together. In the deserted village that was wiped out in a single night by the great Hinamizawa disaster long ago. Mimori-sensei has wonderfully depicted that mysterious and eerie world with the tip of a pen pregnant with delicacy and bewitching charm. I hope you will enjoy the continuation of this story of a bizarre night in the rain. So that was the first volume's afterword, and then the second volume's afterword. Hello, I'm Ryukishi07. Just as the name suggests, the Beyond Midnight arc was designed as a compact story in which the characters spend one night in the rain. Each of the characters speaks from their personal standpoints, only saying what's best for them. And something keeps twisting. This might ring a bell with very knowledgeable people, but it's inspired by the world-famous story Rashomon, written by Ryunosuke Akutagawa, and made into a film by Akira Kurosawa. I don't know if I said Akira Kurosawa. There you go. I said it second time, so I was more correct. Otabe, who joined a carbon monoxide suicide group, but instead stole his dead comrade's cash card, doesn't want the police to be contacted until he gets the money. And Tawada, who killed her lover, wants to disappear before anyone finds out. Mion is being followed, and her pursuers continue to surround her, cutting off her methods of escape until they've rallied enough men. Only each person involved with each of the 3 situations knows that part of the truth. So what if Arakawa, who knows all about Oyashiro-sama's curse, takes all the facts and leads them to a conclusion completely distorted from the truth? And that's where we get the story of a single night, the Beyond Midnight arc. If I said it was a story that complies with Rule Z of the main Higurashi... does that say Rule Z or Rule 2? I don't know what this means. I don't even know what this is referring to. Rule Z?
It's Rule Z.
Do we know what this is, or is this like a hint at something later? What the fuck is Rule Z?
I do.
Okay, so, but we're not supposed to know that yet. Okay.
No, you
Wait, you don't know?
Apparently not. Rule Zombie?
Well,
I don't know.
No, I thought you said you were going to have all this solved, chap.
Well,
Yeah, I have it solved by now, chap.
Okay, so, well, Rule Z obviously implies that it's zombies. So it was all zombies. That's what the demons were. Once they ate all the flesh from the war times, everybody in Hinamizawa turned into zombies, and they just kind of live in the swamp area. And Keiichi moved there at one point, and then the zombies ate him. And then gas leaks happened and killed all the zombies.
Atheists.
There you go. The mystery solved. Anyways, if I said it was a story that complies with Rule Z of the main Higurashi story, I think those of you who are familiar with the original series will understand. I think that our daily lives are overflowing with Rule Z. We take the statements of people who say only what is convenient for their interests, interpret them in a way that's convenient for us too, and then behave based on that forced understanding. It may be that, no matter how cool-headed we are, we cannot look at things objectively. All we can do is try to be aware of it ourselves, warn ourselves that everything is adapted for the convenience of whoever told us, and strive to look at things with a level head. I am truly grateful to Mimori-sensei who depicted this compact but mysterious story in such a spectacular way. Mimori-sensei's drawings of Mion in a kimono are so amazingly wonderful that I had a lot of fun looking at the rough drafts for each chapter. Thank you very much for sticking with the series to the end. I pray with all my heart for your future endeavors. Well, he's praying for us, so, you know. Thanks, Ryukishi.
I might be misremembering. Does the first afterword said that like there's no Higurashi crying? Doesn't the first chapter like open with one of the girls in the suicide car rolling down the window and listening to the Higurashi? Or is that a different arc?
That was it. I think it was more of just that
it's
the mainstay throughout them is the crying, whereas in this one it's mainly the rain.
Yeah. It's the rain, and then like there's like no other people there. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Finally, I'm back home.
Thank you, Higurashi, when they cry. What? Because, you know, the Higurashi. They're crying. Oh, okay. There you go. We got our Chainsaw Man reference out of the way. There you go. I've been seeing stuff about the Chainsaw Man ending all week. Anyways, yeah, the Higurashi bit, yeah, it was mostly focused on the everything's raining, so we have to have our characters all be in a enclosed location together bit, which again, I didn't mind. I liked that. It reminded me again of a Tarantino Hateful Eight kind of setting type deal. And I liked that stuff. I think it was just some of the details of it along the way were kind of dumb when you think back to it. But that's not to say that this is like a terrible arc. I think it's just probably the weaker of the arcs in that sense. Maybe. I mean, it was like a complete story in its own thing. Like, it's not something where I'm like, oh, there's still questions I need answered about this. Not really. Other than, why the fuck was Rika there? And the answer could be explained as, you know, gas leak hit Mion at that moment. Don't worry about that. I don't. Just a little gas. I don't know.
And how was Mion there?
Well, Mion was there because Shion was there and just lying about it the whole time, pretending to be Mion, and then also taking damage somehow. I don't know. Listen.
Oh. Who would do that? Go on the internet and spread lies?
Listen, the real answer is none of this fucking happened. The journalist is a fucking liar, and he just wrote a fiction story, and he tried to act like it was a real thing that happened, and nobody's going to fact check him.
He wrote it from the perspective of someone else.
Yeah, easy. So,
yeah, that seems reasonable.
The journalist also just didn't go there, because who the fuck would go to the everybody died from random gas leak stuff place immediately after it opens? Journalist is probably like, fuck that, I'm not going. And he just wrote it in his own house.
Ryukishi wrote a story where literally nothing happened at all.
I believe it.
It was all one big farce, chap, okay?
Good. Hey, listen. Nothing. Everybody actually lived in Hinamizawa. Everybody was perfectly fine. They just made it sound like they all died, and then they all just ran away because they were all committing crimes together every year, and the cops were about to get on them. So they just faked all of their deaths and then scattered across the globe. Nobody's ever going to find them. They all just pretend to be their twin, which they all have. Absolutely. A lot of answers that are coming out. Okay, a lot of answers. I think all of them are very valid too, by the way.
Yeah, you basically solved it.
If I
basically solved it.
One thing I will say, okay, for general answers, I don't think a fucking gas leak was what killed all these people. I don't think that was it. Okay, I don't know what it was, but if we're being told that an explosion happened, that thing at the school,
it's the small bombs.
Well, okay, my assumption is an explosion happened at the one place. I don't know what was going on with the hostage situation yet. I don't know what they fucking have at the school to cause an explosion in this village.
Small bombs.
So I'm just thinking, like, was that the only explosion that happened? 2,000 people fucking died from a gas leak all of a sudden, but nobody can go back to see the area for like 20 years. That sounds like some other shit happened, and a much bigger explosion happened than just the school, probably. I don't know. I don't know. But then again, this whole arc makes it look like all the buildings are fine, so maybe that's not it either. So, like, listen.
No, you see, they reconstructed it, and that's why they kept telling people to stay away.
It was 20 years to reconstruct abandoned buildings. Oh,
yeah,
I see.
Obviously.
I mean, it's possible. It's not impossible.
My question is, whose tax money is going to repair these buildings?
Yours.
Why?
Canadian tax dollars. Because how else? That's the only way that the Yakuza can hide what really happened. Okay? That's the only way.
But why Canadian specifically?
Because it's worth more than the yen.
That's true.
I guess that's true. Take that, Japan. Another one for Canada.
You got to take them where you can, right? So
we beat the US.
You don't get many of those wins, so you gotta take them where you can. I guess it's fine. So yeah, I don't think the gas leak happened. That bit I don't think happened. I don't know what's going on with that, but I don't think a gas leak happened. When I think to some other details, Oishi is probably a corrupt as fuck cop. I mean, we know he's already corrupt in some ways. It seems like he will exclusively only try to trick children into talking with him, which is already very fucking creepy. Tries to invite children into his car to get information about them, from them. That's already a little creepy. But he's probably also corrupt in some other ways about the case or whatever. I don't know. But then again, why would he be questioning? I don't know. Listen. Oishi, he's presented as ugly as fucking all the stuff though, which leads me to believe that this is a part of Ryukushi's trick to try to make it like Oishi is actually really the good guy the whole time, even though he's portrayed as a really shady guy the entire time. And we've even said that he will try to intimidate people for information. I don't fucking... Ryukushi also tried to say, don't worry, the abusive boyfriend was going to change his whole life tomorrow. He has an employment notice in his pocket. So what the fuck do I know? I don't know anything anymore. Yeah, so... Yeah. I'm trying to think of if I have anything else to say about this.
Yeah, so who did it?
Who did what?
Yeah, who did it?
Who did it?
What is it? What is the crime that we're talking about
It's
here?
a novel written by Stephen King.
Well, I know about that. I know it exists. I've seen the movies. I haven't read the books.
So who did it, Chef?
Yeah, who did it?
You just said Stephen King did it.
No, I said Stephen King wrote it. That doesn't mean he did it.
Who's the culprit, Chef?
The culprit of what? Which crime?
The fucking epitaph.
That's a different story. There's no epitaph here.
Is it?
No epitaph here yet.
Yet.
That was what, like 4 years after these events or something? I forget when it happened compared to this. Well, technically, from the Beyond Midnight arc, it was like 20 years before, but...
They don't tell you about that.
Well, Shadow, do you have the mystery solved?
No, I'm stuck in exam mode.
Great. Why were the Higurashi crying? That's the real question.
That's what they
It's actually
do.
Sakutaro's fault.
In my own country, you hear them all the time. It's really annoying.
Oh, I see.
They cry because they're trying to mate. That's the whole thing.
Maybe it wasn't the gas leaks that drove everybody insane and made them murder people.
Higurashi?
Maybe it was the Higurashi making the loud as fuck sound effect, okay, all the time. Maybe that would drive them crazy in the middle of a hot summer.
They're so fucking.
They go crazy and they all decide to blow up all of Hinamizawa. Maybe that's what happened. I don't know.
Because Higurashi, they're the ones with the small bombs that caused the gas leak.
And they're in a ravine. They said it. So it probably, the sound just gets like thrown right to the bottom where all of the people live. So it's just amplified and even louder.
I mean, that'd probably kill you eventually. That'll make you lose your marbles at some point.
I can't believe Oishi killed literally everybody. That's wild. That's crazy. He did it himself too.
AC. He's the real villain.
He invited the whole village to his car. He said it's got AC, but it wasn't AC. It was carbon monoxide. He then taped, once he got everybody in the car, he stepped out, taped the windows closed. That was, yeah.
No, it was a Mahjong champ, you know.
Can't believe Mahjong killed everyone. You know what? I believe it. I think that would definitely drive people crazy and to murder each other. I think that's true.
That's actually why Akasaka was introduced in the last arc.
Oh.
Yeah, the Mahjong. the crucial element, Shep. Okay,
Yeah,
you
we
missed
needed
it
a
out.
hero who could defeat Mahjong.
To defeat Mahjong. Oh my
By
god.
playing Mahjong.
He didn't quite do it, but he got there. He was getting there.
Okay.
The Mahjong arc is very important if you didn't know.
Yeah, he just has to listen to Rika next time.
All right. Well, I think that's pretty much it that all we got here. Do we have anything else? Okay. Well, then I guess we're just gonna wrap this up. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming here to another episode of the Anime Book Club. That was the Beyond Midnight arc and the conclusion that we'll have for the Higurashi questions arc in general. So the next time we meet for book club, we'll be talking about the I was waiting for the Higurashi dead. We're gonna be talking about the answers arc. We're gonna be beginning that with, I did not write down
Mayakashi Hen.
the eye
The
opening.
eye-opening arc.
God.
Our eyes are gonna be opened here to the answers of everything. Everything will be answered next time. Don't worry. Everything.
Jeff, okay, wait, hold on.
Everything. However, we will not be meeting next week, because next week I will be at Anime Boston. We're taking a week off, and then we'll be meeting on Thursday, April 9th, is when we'll be meeting for that stuff. So, everybody enjoy your break. If you enjoy listening to these, you can check us out here on youtube.wolfborg.com, twitch.wolfborg.com, kick.wolfborg.com, and also we're on Spotify. If you look up the Anime Book Club, I didn't make up a link for that yet, but you can look it up on Spotify. We have all the episodes of Orin High School Host Club Talks, and all of the episodes so far of the Higurashi Talks are also now up there. So those are all up on there. And if you want to become a part of the book club, either talk with us in the text chat, or if you want to hang out with us together, or if you want to be a part of the talks, you can join discord.wolfborg.com, grab yourself the Anime Book Club role, and you can hang out with us and we'll have a good time together. So that's all we got here for this week. Thank you so much, everybody, for hanging around as usual. Let's see who we're going to raid today. Who do we have
Right,
here?
Omura.
Who do we have? I wanted to try to raid somebody new today.
Okay. Look at you, all fancy.
Everybody's playing fucking Counter-Strike, apparently. No, never mind. We're going to Opal. Everybody's playing fucking Counter-Strike. What am I supposed to do?
It's the global offensive.
Alright. Everybody tell Opal I said hi. I appreciate you all. We'll see you next time in 2 weeks for more Higurashi When They Cry. Bye-bye, gamers. Bye-bye. Bye, stream.
Bye-bye.